Hey there, Divya Shori. I'm glad you made it all the way to Zurich, to my red couch today, symbolically speaking. And I love your outfit. And I'm really pleased to have you here.
Thank you so much, Angie. I mean, I was looking forward to this interaction, and I like your outfit. And thank you for bringing India back in this conversation. So thank you so much.
So that's my, as I said today, this is my Patan outfit.
Love it.
And if ever I manage to learn Hindi and Urdu perfectly, I think I can pass through.
Yeah, easily.
So tell me, and our viewership, tell us about your why you do what you do.
Yeah. Angie, last 16, 15 years that I've been working, there has always been an inner calling to do something which really means to me. And I had this opportunity a couple of years back to really explore that along with my work. And that's when I got into the work of advocacy and women empowerment. And through that, I really understood that there's so much gap, even though we read so much, even though there's so much information about empowering women in so many aspects of life, but there's still a huge gap, and there are so many things we can do. For example, I was earlier working for an NGO back in India, and we developed something called as the first star practices during birth. And we realized that, there's so many hospitals who don't follow a lot of things, and there's
Okay.
so much gap there.
Yeah.
And then we also did campaigns on breastfeeding awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And we found that, oh my God, the best practices are still not being followed in so many places, right? And we realized that the information is fragmented, it is confusing, and somebody who is in the journey kind of struggles to really get that support. And that's when the seed of thought and the inner calling was, how can we make it better? How can, through our journey or our understanding, make it better every time? And that's how, luckily, this year we got a chance to really give birth to Parent Palette. And through this, we are hoping that we can be that support to so many parents out there, not only in India but globally. So that's the why we do it, because we want to support people, we want to be there for them.
I just even, I already love it and I already have goosebumps, Divya. Now, I was lucky enough to meet you and to be, I also just authored a blog post for Parent Palette. So I know a little bit more about the magazine. What I'm interested in is, how did you get from, where you were, let's say 15 years ago, to where you are today in your professional life? And
Okay.
please talk a bit about the magazine and, who you're reaching and how you're reaching out to people, because I'm sure it would be interesting to women all over the world, and also to men, also to men planning to be parents soon.
Yeah. So I started off with a very humble beginning, working in the IT sector as the program manager for a telecom vertical. And before that, also, I was doing in the telecom division, I had a team under me, and that's how it all started. And slowly, I got into Salesforce, and then I got into marketing, and then I was with a Israel-based consulting company. And I was in the, I started off as a marketing executive, and then I also had a division under me. So I learned a lot with that firm. They were very supportive of ideas, exploring, and also throughout my professional journey, I learned a lot there. And slowly and gradually, my interest in marketing and also the boom along, of social media, so to say. It wasn't there, say, 5 to 6 years back, and it's just boomed right now. So I think what I did not stop doing was stop learning along the way. I did
Yeah.
not stick to my old practices. I was always keen to know, okay, what's new, what's working, what's not working. And I was very open to feedback. I was very open to understanding where I was going wrong so that I could learn in the process. And, what I've understood in the last 16 years is you will always keep learning. There's no end to learning. There's something or the other to learn from anyone and everyone. So that I think is my mantra, that I don't stop at what I know.
That's my
Yeah.
mantra too.
Yeah.
You know
And
what?
that's why I love you, Angie.
People are laughing when I tell them, oh, you know what? I just started this course. So, I'm always in at least one course. There was a time during the pandemic when I was doing 4 courses at the same time,
Wow.
one at
Amazing.
MIT. It was amazing. I love to
Amazing.
learn. Like I could spend all my money on courses and books and travel. So
Exactly.
I totally love that about you. I read, we have that same philosophy about, keep
Yeah.
learning, build your
Yeah.
skill set, continue to build your skill set. That's fantastic. And,
Yeah.
I think we need to also bring that out to the world, to the women out there, and, to also help them to gain financial independence more. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the Parent Palette is an e-magazine, right?
Yes, it's an e-magazine. We also have a bit of
Mhm.
print on demand for our partners who want to keep it in their organizations back in India, but globally not yet. I think we are not there yet because there are some complexities that we need to work around. But yes, so for the global readership, it's more easier. It's online, it's free. You just download it, you can get all the content.
That's fantastic. And you say it's free, so
Yes,
may
right
I
now it's
ask, how
completely
do
free.
you manage? How do you survive?
How do I survive? Yes, I mean, whenever you launch a product, it needs to first uh, reach out to the masses. We didn't
Yeah,
want we didn't want the price to be a hurdle.
yeah.
And even if, we are going to make it on subscription basis, it's not going to be very expensive. It's going to be very, very economical because the idea here again is to reach as many parents as we can. We want them to have this information because this information, we're putting in a lot of effort to get you the best advice, the best insights from professionals like you yourself in the next edition. It's not easy to get the right people to voice out the right things, and we are putting in that effort. We are having celebrities back us, willing to share their stories on the cover. We are very grateful to them. And the idea, it's not about making money through this, to be
Yeah,
honest, but it's more from the advocacy work that, this has come out. Yeah.
yeah, wonderful. In Switzerland, you would probably start an NGO and get some funding for this kind of work, which could be something, we can actually talk about.
Yeah, sure.
If you ever
Yeah.
want to think collaboration, this is something I'm really
Yeah.
interested in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell us how you ended up in Switzerland.
Yeah. So my husband, through his work, got an opportunity here in Switzerland. This was 2 years back.
Uh-huh.
And I was quite heartbroken to know that I have to leave everything that I had created back in India and move to Switzerland.
Things we do for love.
And then he told us that within 6 to 1 year, we would be joining him. And of course, the 6 months did not work out. And then, last year, me and my daughter joined him. And yes, since then, it has been, okay, Divya, so what are you going to do about this? How are you going to do about this? I was very, very lucky, and again, a great group of people at TEDx Zurich that I was lucky to, as soon as I came into Zurich, there was their main event happening in March. And I was lucky to kind of get a volunteer opportunity there. And once I attended it and met the people, I really wanted to be part of the team. And lucky for me that there was an opportunity which came up, and I applied for it, interviewed for it, and joined the speakers team as the project manager.
Wow.
Again, all voluntary basis.
Yeah.
And since, my situation is such, so I thought, okay, why not? And amazing people out there, love working with them. They are so supportive, encouraging. I mean, it's a blast when any of us kind of work together on events, off events. It's great. So that was one. And then I was also working on this project, Parent Palette, but it kind of, fructified only this year. And now I've also onboarded Bevel World as a communication lead. So they are also doing philanthropic efforts to support refugees regain employment in the Swiss market. So this is something very, very recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to learning from them because, there are some very good leaders, part of the core team. So I wanted to really learn from them. So yes, I'm with them now.
I usually advise clients who can't find a job right away to try volunteering for 6 to 12 months max, though.
Yeah.
In order to, build connections, build a network. And I mean, we have some really, really good NGOs out there, like, for example, especially in like refugee support, migrant support, where it's okay to not speak German, where you can actually volunteer without German. And I really think, it's good to do something productive, build a skill set, but you need to limit it to some time, because otherwise, I think in the long run, it's going to be damaging for your career if you do it too long.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Totally.
it's a good step in between.
Yeah, exactly. I have also been kind of consulting a few marketing engagements back in India.
Good.
But it's again limited to the Indian market, and so yeah, trying out different things, and of course we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Now you have a really long career, and you got a lot of awards, and I don't even want to, talk about the whole list of achievements that you have. Everybody can read that about you also on our website, and in the show notes later. I wanted to ask if you could, think about a younger woman, no matter where in the world, but maybe think about a younger woman who's in your shoes when you were like, where you were like 20 years ago. What kind of advice would you give that woman?
Yeah. I think, when we are younger, we have a self-critic that's always stopping you from doing things that you like to do. You always doubt yourself whether, I'm at the right place, whether I can do this, whether I can't do this. I think that's something you need to kill right away, because if you think you can do it, go for it. There's no stopping you.
Yeah.
The things that I've done in my 30s, when I look back, and I think I could have done a couple of years back as well. What was stopping me? So it's always good to kill that critic and go with the voice which says you can do it. Just go for it. I think, that would be my advice. And be persistent with it.
Yeah, I would say start a conversation with that voice.
Yeah.
Treat it like a friend, like a critical friend.
Yeah.
Start a conversation with that voice, but don't let that voice run you. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you're somebody else. You're not that voice.
Exactly.
Wonderful. And now, no, we talked about social media already. Tell me, which is your favorite platform right now?
Right now, my favorite platform has to be LinkedIn, hands down. The reason is amazing network of professionals who are there to share so much knowledge with you. And just open your feed, and you have such great topics running, and you absorb all that knowledge, different perspectives. you get to voice your ideas and reach out to, people. I think it's a great platform for professionals.
Yes, yes, I totally agree with you. I have a new, like, let's say, infatuation for YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is
You
my
do
new
great,
infatuation.
Angie. I love your posts. I think more than that, I think your voice is such a strong voice on LinkedIn that, it's fascinating at times to read all your insights. It's really nice, well thought, well researched. I really love your posts.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for saying that. That's nice of you. Thank you. Sometimes also creators need a bit of encouragement.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially, when you've been writing for years and nobody ever gave you any feedback. And then suddenly, I get this email from somebody saying, oh, I've been reading your newsletter for years. And if I don't hear from you, I miss it. Yeah. And I'm like, why could you never, ever in the past tell me that? I kept going. But I guess, you have to be very persistent and believe in yourself to continue doing all these things. If you
Absolutely.
don't
I
get
mean, I'm not saying that you'll be perfect.
Yeah.
You'll do an amazing job just right out off the bat. There would be learnings, there would be mistakes, but I think it will all add on to the experience, and you'll only keep getting better with the next step. So yeah.
Exactly. Now, last question.
Mhm.
What are the next upcoming big things in your world? Do you have any events, anything that you want our viewership to know about? When is the next Parent Palette coming out? Tell us all about you.
Yes. So the next edition of Parent Palette is under designing. And this will be out in the first week of March. And I want to let all your, viewership know that Angie's very interesting take on expat mothers in Zurich and the job, getting job and on the job front, and how and what to do is coming out as well. So please, again, it's going to be free. It's going to be available for download. Please read it, leave your comments, feedback. We'll be very happy to read it. And I think this is the next big thing that is coming out. And we are also going to kind of expand it a bit in terms of our presence. We are also exploring podcasting. So let's see when that can happen. And it'll be all about parenting. So this is it. And what else? I'm also working on launching my own marketing consulting. So that is, the paperworks are underway. So once that is through, let's see. I would kind of share more about it with you. Yeah.
Superb.
Trying to kind of put the blocks in places. Yeah.
Yes. And we can, link to your LinkedIn profile so people can find you on LinkedIn.
Yes, totally.
Okay. Well, Divya, it was great talking to you on this Friday afternoon.
Yes.
And I wish you all the best. And I'm sure we'll be in touch and we'll be meeting at some events shortly. And
yes.
I look forward to seeing you thrive.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you for being so supportive. And thank you. I mean, this talk on your red couch has been absolutely amazing. I look forward to your insights all the time. And thank you for all that you do.
It's a pleasure. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.